If you're just joining us, I'm chatting today with Sharon Robinson, president of AACTE. Sharon, as you think about what's happening in the field of education, professors of teacher education are not just touching pre-service teachers. They are working with in-service teachers as well. What changes do you see are already underway in the classroom, out in the field?
I think it's really exciting when the classroom teacher becomes our colleague in teacher education and our College of Education faculty become colleagues in K-12 student learning. I see really impressive developments as a learning community, as a profession that really is focused on the benefit we can bring to all the learners in our charge, and the way in which we become much more conversant using a similar language to talk about our practice. So it strengthens our professional community because it's strengthening our vocabulary and an understanding of our vocabulary of practice. And it also, I think, makes us more responsible as citizens of our given communities for student learning. Our programs are not really able anymore to consider themselves or to try to maintain a distance from the realities of the community in which they might be located. And I think the more that we're engaging around real problems of learning for the community, the stronger our programs are going to be, because we're exercising not just scholarship, but citizenship.
You talked about reflecting, what's happening out in the community. And, I think what's happening out in the community in the real world is a lot of use of technology, and that's translating into an expectation that teachers today are teaching today's students with the use of technology. How is that placing an expectation or a pressure on teacher education to use technology as part of the work of teacher education?
I think that the pressure is there, and for the most part, really well received. I mean, we've all experienced that transition from, when you go into a conference, you turn off your iPhone or you put it on buzz, and you don't want to get caught looking at it for fear that folks will think you're not paying attention. Well, now when most of us go to a conference, you got to bring your iPad or your iPhone or your mobile device, because it's likely to be used as a part of the learning process in that presentation. The colleges of education know that these candidates are going to encounter children or students who carry an encyclopedia or unlimited data source and content source with them when they come into the classroom. To say they're now supposed to enter a device-free zone is somewhat unrealistic, and frankly, a rule I would not want to have to enforce as a teacher. So, these are the realities. So the thing is, teachers learn to teach the way they're taught. So the extent to which technology is used as an aspect of learning for the teacher is in large degree the extent to which the teacher will become a technology user in their own practice. So we really have been encouraging the use of technology, not just as access to content, because it is certainly that. The extent to which technology has changed important business dimensions of higher education, such as book sales and things like that, it's phenomenal, and still we're not there yet. It continues. But as an aspect of learning itself, I think we're on really a rapid ride here to see more and more tools, more and more products and services that help us bring enrich the rigor and effectiveness of learning because we are using technology tools.
I mean, thinking about the work that we do and trying to encourage video reflection and use of video, I have obviously a particularly focused perspective, but it makes me want to ask, I mean, should teacher education programs on the whole be moving faster to adopt tools like video reflection platforms?
I think that you're going to see this kind of snowball effect. Right now we have, I would guess, using all the performance assessments that are out there, I would guess that we have over 800 programs using video platforms, digital platforms that allow them to reflect on candidate performance in an authentic way and in a shared way. So I think to some extent you're going to see it happen coming in through the use of performance assessments. You're going to see it happen because the techniques of guided reflection are now becoming more ubiquitous as a pedagogical technique in educator preparation. And you're going to see it come in as student assessment starts to use video more extensively. I believe that's going to happen. And so, the exhibition, if you will, has always been there for the performing arts, but I think the exhibition for students to show what they know regardless of the discipline is certainly a possibility. So interestingly, I think assessment might be the greatest driver of technology utilization in education, and that is not the least bit off-putting.